It's been a lot of bowling, but we finally arrived at our championship match. Barry Egolf, winner of 2 straight matches, and I would say minor upsets. I don't think either match he was expected to win, but he's here in the finals against our top seed, Nemo Lingerman Jr. of Baltimore, Maryland.
And I'll tell you something, and it showed in that ball. Barry Egolf just bowled 2 bowlers. You're going to see this again, but you see he has bowled 2 bowlers that put fear in you because they are not from his area, Barry being from down around the Baltimore area. He has bowled with and against Nemo Lingerman many times. You lose that fear factor. Barry Egolf has never lost in this position, having won the last tour from the top position. Nemo Lingerman has never won from this position, having 2, 3, maybe 4 seconds. Watch him shoot. We're pretty close to the bowlers when they're on this lane. There you see a nice cleanup. He'll be shooting a 2-8. Nemo knows he has never won from this position. It's a mental hurdle that you've got to get over. And the only way over that hurdle is a victory. I know personally I have not gotten over that hurdle myself. You bowl this game waiting for something to go wrong. And when you do that, it will go wrong.
Now, Nemo qualified with a 15.05. He was the high qualifier for total kickball today, 820. Got a league high average of 155, high single 247, and a high 3-game set of 602. And as you mentioned, Joe, numerous second place finishes. Still looking for his first Pro Tour victory. And
it's very similar to myself. So, I can sit here with the hair standing on edge. I know how bad Nemo wants this. I know you have a person that's in Barry Egolf, who, as we mentioned before, is at his peak in confidence right now. He just beat Peter Pierce and Steve Algarone, regardless of how it took place. So it's, I know both bowlers. As we mentioned with Barry, he is sort of was born and raised around the first bowling center I ran, one of the first bowling centers, a little 6-lane center, and we worked with Barry a lot. Knowing how Nemo feels, I'd like to see Nemo win. I'd like to see them both bowl forever and not have a winner. But somebody's going to win. Nemo wants it bad.
Well, he's going to have to really come out of the box because Barry Egolf has just thrown a double at him coming out the first 2 frames. And we're going to take a look at it once again. Another way to look at it is that Barry has yet to lose in the up-to-lighters finals.
That's exactly right. And not only that, but Barry, Barry should have been put away 2 games ago. Peter Pierce couldn't do it. Barry should have been put away last game by Steve Algarone. As fate, as I call it, he hit the side twice, threw 2 strikes. I do believe when you're supposed to win, you're going to win. And who knows? So he's loose. He comes out of the gate with a double, counts 5. He's shooting a little baby strike on the left. Pushed it through, left the number 9. Had a sleeper back there. But knowing the pressure Nemo's bowling under, because he has put that pressure on himself, and now Barry has applied more right out of the gate. So it's got the hurdle is getting a little higher, Mike.
53 for Barry Egolf after 3 frames, and here's Nemo Lingerman.
24-pin lead.
Played professional baseball in the Twins minor league system. Pitcher, right?
He could throw it. Yes, he could. Had an accident, lost. It didn't end his baseball career. He had stopped playing baseball. Actually, sort of horsing around with his brother. They were jumping up, touching as high as they could touch on a pole. And Nemo's ring hooked a nail, and it left his finger hanging. And if he doesn't mind me pointing it out, if you see on his bowling hand, he has a stub. There you see his first spare. He needed that bad. You got to sort of break the ice, but no one in the game has the determination that Nemo has. He bowled, I couldn't even tell you how many games he bowled trying to figure out what was going to be the best way for him to bowl with that finger. I talked to him many times and suggested that he hook the two middle fingers together for support. And I think he did it for a while. And then he found out that he just adjusted to it. And maybe that work made him better. But he was on the rise at that time. It was an unfortunate accident. 24 pins behind. You can see the doubt.
Yeah.
It's... I hate pointing it out.
Well, this is the case where he needs a break.
Yeah, he needed an off-the-side
to get him up.
He's up. He needs confidence.
Right.
He needs to know he can win.
One of the things that he's extremely pleased about, in fact, one of the first things he told me when he saw me is that he and his wife are expecting a child, and knowing Nemo
pleased
with that.
And the intensity that he bowls with and that he competes with, that again, some people, that's a reason to win. Well, Nemo, it's a reason to win too, but it's a pressure because how bad he wants it. And
well, let's see what happens. Barry Egolf.
I'll tell you something, Barry has, if he does it, regardless, he is going through 3 tough hombres. He
just on target with that.
He just disposed of 15 stars in these last 2 games, so...
Yeah, there's no question that if you polled most of your DPBA membership and asked them who would be standing after, let's say, the top 4 or 5 went at it, Barry's name would probably not come up more than maybe 10% of the time. But here he is in the finals looking for his 2nd consecutive Pro Tour win.
And if you would have told them that he only had to bowl 253 for 2, that isn't what he bowled. He shot 290. But he could have gotten rid of those 2 with a score of 253. That's amazing. That's when you think that somebody's in your corner,
Well, he just keeps rolling along.
It was 10, giving him 80 in the 5th frame.
Now it's time for Nemo Lingerman, trailing by 26 to
Nemo
put something on the board.
As we've watched all day with the bowlers, and we've watched some hard throwers today, Mike. The transition from the top of the swing down. You have to watch what happens. It's got to be smooth. It's got to be confident. That was delivered with confidence. But that's, what happens, Mike, and again, having been there, and you can read into somebody's mind. Hopefully he's not thinking that should have been a strike, that could have been a strike. He's thinking, I'm going to hit this single. Good 9, hit the single. Well, that's what he needs. That's what you need.
You got 1. Not by much, but it counts.
Well, and the way things have gone, we wouldn't have been real surprised knowing Nemo's past and what's happened to him in some of his final matches. He could have wiggled that, right? Just stood there, waved at him, as it did on the first ball.
Well, it went down and picks up some ground as Barry Egolf was open in the 5th. Nemo with a spare.
Biggest ball of the match right now for Nemo. He has got to keep going.
Chop the 2-8.
Well, that's what's upsetting. When you're a bowler of his caliber, you're making mistakes. And you know that you have the ability. Very frustrating. But it's not over. We're in the 6th frame. Nemo 65, Barry 80 in the 5th frame. 25-pin lead if he gets 10. If he marks, things are really going to be uphill for Nemo. He chopped a 3-9.
Yep, he did the same thing on the other side. Let's see how he comes back here.
He sort of made a match out of both his matches. He really didn't put the bowlers away at any point, did he, Mike?
No, he got that one to go. Well, that's spun and spun and spun and spun and finally got a spare out of it. And we'll take a look again. It took a bit, but the 6 finally went down, and you have to wonder if it's just not his day.
Yeah, I believe we said that about 25 frames ago, Mike, and when we saw a different Peter Pierce than we saw a week ago. Look at here. He's got the 10. He didn't, it wasn't a strike. From our viewpoint, it looked like a strike. Stay in the channel. That was a big pin that he knocked down the last frame for the spare, and then to put 9 on it, he's got a 34 pin lead. Just hit his single in frame number 7, giving him 109 plus.
We'll take a break and finish up our championship match between Barry Egolf and Nemo Lingerman when we return right after this. Nemo Lingerman steps up, looking to get something going here in the 7th frame. He is trailing by over 30 pins.
Looking for strikes.
The search is not going well at this point for Nemo. He's got a spare, though, and that may be something that turns his game around. At least he hopes so at this point. See the scoring as it stands now. 34 pins, and of course both bowlers working on spares in the 7th.
Well, he's in a must situation, but he's really been in that situation for the last 3 frames or 4 frames.
Time growing short here in the 8th.
Kick it out of there. He needs a little break here. And he's been in that situation since Barry Egolf started with a double. And it was a very convincing double, a very confident double, and I think Nemo felt that.
Well, it's difficult not to feel that as you sit there and the opponent piles it up on you early.
Well, you know, Mike, an interesting point, and the point is sort of almost mute to someone like myself who has 4 seconds, Nemo 3 or 4 seconds. But I think if I were to talk to Nemo after this, and if he does in fact lose, Peter Pierce has 10 stars and 15 seconds. There's another strike for Barry as he's sort of icing things here. You mentioned Swede Labors with a large number of seconds. We know that Ivorone has more than his share of seconds. So you got to live on the positive to turn your mental thoughts around, and I think you have to know you've got to be there to finish second. You know, there's only one position better than second. But I think living with that handle that you acquire from finishing second is the hard part. It's the personal feeling that you have. And you don't know what it's like never having won. The person
and they're still dropping.
It is his day, Mike. He should leave here and go to Atlantic City. Roll the dice once.
And see what happens.
Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you, he has really come on strong here. He is doing spares, strike, spare in the last 4 frames.
Only had 2 open frames the whole game. If Nemo strikes, he can shoot 164 if he strikes out, 4-bagger. Even with that, Barry just needs a count. So, a little bit of history. There's a strike. A little bit of history. Barry Egolf, only the 2nd bowler ever in the history of the tour to win back-to-back Pro Tours. You've not seen the last of Nemo Lingerman. If he were asked right now, he may say, I'm never going to bowl again. I
don't
can't
think so.
handle this.
I think Nemo is, first thing he'll say is, I'll be back.
Well,
the talent and determination that he has, I think that's his kind of personality. He'll be disappointed for a little bit, but I don't think he's going to be disappointed for long.
You hit the nail on the head. It's going to take a little digesting, you know, of what's taken place.
Well, he's not going to go down without a fight, that's for darn sure.
Well, I tell you what can happen. A big count, and Barry Egolf chops, and Nemo Lingerman is going to win, or Barry's going to have to make the shot. So we've thrown it back. You know, here it is. He's finishing. He selected this. Nemo Lingerman has selected the finish. To have to get up there and know you needed, which he did anyway, but it's a different situation. Let's see what happens. Big ball, 8, 9, or 10 he needs on this ball to make Barry do something. He let him get away.
Picked up 4.
Barry really don't need anything. 142, Barry 149 plus. A big count there would have
made it interesting at least.
Well, not really. I had in my head had given him the double in the 10th, and he really only had a double in the 9th and 10th. He needed one more and then a count. So when he didn't get the strike, what he got on his last ball really was irrelevant. Barry Egolf, second time, only the second time a bowler has won back-to-back Pro Tours in the same year. Only the third time ever in the history, 26-year history of the tour, that any bowler has won back-to-back tours at all.
And he's still going. Barry Egolf, 167, 142. He wins it over Nemo Lingerman. He is the 1989 Town Hall Lanes Pro Tour Stop champion. And we'll be back to present him with a check and talk to him a little bit when we come back right after these. To Duckpin Magic. I'm Mike Sello, with me Joe Rainier, and the winner of the 1989 Town Hall Lanes DPBA Pro Tour Stop, Barry Egolf. And Joe, you have a presentation to make?
I have a $2,200 check here from the Duckpin Professional Bowlers Association. Your second one in a row, Barry. Congratulations. Remember who taught you what you know.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Barry. How do you feel? 2 in a row. It's only the 3rd time it's been done in DPBA history.
I don't know. The luck was definitely there today, and I just got the breaks when I needed them, and it's just a different feeling. I want to thank everybody here. They were great. Frank Ferry's great, too. He deserved the award he got earlier. And I tell you, it's really neat, because way back when I was 13, you know, I met Joe Rainier, and he helped me out in my game, and now I'm here bowling with him, and it's just different. I've been wanting to do this for years, and now it's happened twice in a month. I'll take it.
Okay, thanks very much, Barry. That's what we like, a gracious and modest champion.
He's going to return the lessons, huh?
All right, thanks very much for joining us. We'd like to pass our thanks along also to the Ferry family, our host proprietor here. They were terrific, and we hope you join us again next time on Duckpin Magic. For Barry Egolf and Joe Rainier, I'm Mike Sello. We'll see you again next time, everybody.